This is what we go through every time we make a video. What's going on, Trainwrecks? My name is Dominick Juliano and I'm a Beautiful Trainwreck. Recently, I've been reaching out to other people who have been diagnosed with Hidradenitis Suppurativa, and I've been sharing my journey through wide excision surgery with them in the hopes that maybe giving some of the information in my journey to others gives them some reassurance and a little bit of confidence in going forward with their own path in dealing with this. The past couple of weeks, I have spoken to a number of people who have seemed kind of down and seemed a little depressed, and I wanted to make this video as a means to give them a little bit of reassurance that what they're going through is something that other people are going through as well, and I don't want them to feel like they're all alone. So this is ways to help handle the anxiety and depression that comes as a result of living with HS. Let's get right into it. I'd like to take a moment to thank everyone who I've been communicating with recently regarding the surgery and the updates with my surgery. It feels great. I'm getting more and more back to normal, so that's I can tell you that my pain is literally a fraction on this side of what it's been over the years. So the surgery's been a success. The scarring has been pretty gnarly. It's been awesome. I really dig the scar that's been a result of my skin graft, and I'm looking forward to getting the other side done as well here in about 3 weeks or so. If you're new to this channel, make sure you hit those like and subscribe buttons so you can be notified of future content as it's released. Handling the stress and anxiety and the depression that can often result from having HS is something that I can tell you right now, it's not easily tackled right away. This video is going to be kind of different from my more recent ones in that it's going to be on a more personal level, and I'm going to share some of the experiences and ways that I have found to overcome some of the issues that have come up due to HS and how it's affected my life. The first and most important way that you are going to be able to handle Hidradenitis Suppurativa is accepting that you have Hidradenitis Suppurativa. Initially, when we get delivered news that we are not happy about, we'll look for other ways, or we'll look for ways to get away from it, or we'll deny it, or we'll make up some other bullshit excuse for why our body is reacting this way. Reality is, if a doctor has diagnosed you with Hidradenitis Suppurativa, your best bet is to start reading up about it and to accept that you have an incurable disease as of this time. The next important way that I implore you to make the best attempt in handling Hidradenitis Suppurativa is to do your homework, honestly. There is not a lot of information out there that is just concrete. So right now, because a lot of people don't have a definitive answer on what causes HS, a lot of it's up to speculation, One of the things that I have noticed, and one of the things that doctors have told me, is that HS affects people in different ways. You can have a variety of different things that trigger your flares. For someone like me, I went from stage 1 to stage 3 like that. I really didn't have the typical flare up and then healing and scarring and then re-flare up kind of cycle. It just went straight flare up all the way, to the point where the docs were like, Dom, this isn't something that we can control with meds anymore. We got to cut it out of you. When I say do homework, I mean do homework not just about this condition. Do some homework about yourself, because a lot of us do not take care of ourselves in the manner that we really should. A lot of us are just eating fast food, not getting adequate sleep, not drinking enough water. While these things may sound trivial, these things go a long way in promoting good health. And honestly, if you're looking at a condition like HS, and regardless of any condition you might have, being in the best health that you can be in is going to give you the greatest chance of having the best life possible. The third way to handle HS is taking care of ourselves. I kind of touched on it a little bit earlier. Taking care of ourselves is not as easy as one might immediately think about. What I mean by that is taking care of ourselves doesn't just boil down to exercise. It doesn't just boil down to dieting. It doesn't just boil down to taking showers and bathing and personal hygiene and stuff like that. Taking care of ourselves really boils down to an overall frame of existence, how it is that we're moving through life. One of the most important things that we can do is to develop the most positive frame of existence that we can have, meaning that we're not looking to the negative everything immediately. We're looking for the most positive outcome that we can get. Now, I get that we have an incurable, sometimes debilitating disease. I get that. But having a negative approach to it is not going to make it any better. And although it may make ourselves feel better for about 5 seconds to vent our anger and frustration about having an incurable disease, it's not going to help our situation. And in fact, a lot of people are going to get frustrated with us. Pain can make us a terrible person. I can speak from personal experience. But learning how to deal with the pain and understanding that sometimes we're not going to be able to get rid of pain is probably the most important thing that we can do in a short term for ourselves. Okay, because a lot of us, when we develop HS, I don't think a lot of us are quite ready for that pain. I mean, let's think about it. You really can't be ready for any amount of pain, but that sudden jabbing and sharp pain, it'll drive you wild sometimes, man. That dull throbbing pain, and you're like, man, if I could just move my arm into just the right area or just the right movement, it'd be perfect. Dealing with that on a daily basis, I understand it can drive you wild, but finding things to focus on other than just the pain is an important development in all of our lives. The fourth way that I have found to deal with HS is to get on a routine and stay on that routine, okay? What I mean by that is a lot of us, we develop, myself included for much of my life, a lot of us develop kind of a chaotic routine day to day, and that causes us to, it causes our body to constantly be looking for a norm. It causes our body to constantly be playing a guessing game. If we eat a certain amount of food each day and not snack all day long, but eat good wholesome food, our body has a tendency to be able to use all those nutrients and not produce an excessive amount of wastes. But when we eat healthy one day and then junk ourselves up the next day, our body's just kind of figuring out, all right, what are we doing here? We need to be on some kind of a standard, so I know what to do with all this stuff that you're putting inside of me. It is very important to understand that what we put in our body is going to be a reflection of what what we look like. Put poor things into it, and we're going to have a poor life. We're going to look like garbage. You ever see somebody who's never taken care of themselves? Trainwrecks, fellow HS warriors, whoever's watching this video, we got to take care of ourselves better. We really do. Especially those of us who have been diagnosed with this really shitty skin disorder. Getting on a routine, that can also involve setting up a self-care routine. Self-care is very important in that we find ways to value ourselves in our lives. Find the good in our lives. We all have something that we're good at. We all have something that we're striving for. At least we should all have something we're striving for. That's our purpose. So when we get into a routine of pursuing our purpose, that gives us a lot less time to get upset about this skin condition. Now I understand no matter what, we can't get away from the skin condition. But during our time, our very, very valuable time, limited amount of time that we have on this earth, we still need to find things to focus on, the things that bring us joy and brings joy to other people as well. If we don't know what our purpose is, if we don't have a clearly defined purpose, we have a tendency to fall into the purpose of other people, or we fall into the plans of other people. And that can be a very dangerous thing, especially when we're already dealing with a very stressful skin condition. What I mean by that is when we are establishing our support system, the people who are in our lives, and obviously we're going to need some help from, we need to ensure that those people have our care in their best interests. Now, there are some people, narcissistic people, who will pick apart the entire situation and end up dumping on us, and that's just not something we need in our lives. So I really would like for everyone watching this video to be cognizant of who is present in their lives, and ask yourself a really good, hard question. What value are they bringing into your life? And if it's not bringing you a substantial amount of value, or a significant amount of value that you feel is worth it, ask yourself if spending your time around that person is worth it. You're already dealing with a really, really, really frustrating skin condition, so you don't need to bring any more frustration and stress and anxiety into your life that's unnecessary. So what is our purpose? I get asked this quite frequently. What I mean by what is our purpose? What I mean by what is our purpose is, well, why are we here? What are we trying to do? Do we want to become a teacher? Do we want to be an astronaut? Do you want to become a race car driver? What do you want to do in life? That is your purpose. And it's very, very important that we try to focus as much of our time on our purpose as possible, because that's less time that we spend in our head dwelling on the fact that we have an incurable skin condition. It is very important that we acknowledge that we have the skin condition and take considerations into the condition we have. But with that said, we really do need to spend time in our lives on our purpose, and don't let this condition keep us from pursuing that purpose. The fifth and final way that I have found to best handle the anxiety and depression that can result from having HS is to find the value in everything. Now, I know that's easy for me to just throw out there. Everything is just sunshine and gravy and lollipops. Although gravy is pretty good when it's on mashed potatoes. The fifth and final way that I have found to best deal with Hidradenitis Suppurativa is to find value in everything. Honestly, find value in everything that happens. There is a value in having HS, and I know that may seem counterintuitive at first when we're dealing with this pain, but honestly, that right there says it all. We're dealing with something that not a lot of other people deal with. And when we build up this resistance to something that other people aren't as familiar with, aren't as comfortable with, we have the ability to let other people know what we did to overcome it. So what I'm trying to say is, find the value in your experience of dealing with this condition and find courage from that. Find your ability to move forward and share it with other people, even people that don't have HS. A lot of people are lacking in confidence. A lot of people are just they're waiting for somebody to fix their problems, and having HS, that it's not going to happen. So you got to develop your own way of getting around a variety of different things. Mostly just being sore and crabby and just irritated. If you're new to this channel, Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button so you can be notified of new updates as they are released. I would like for you to consider that HS has made you a stronger person. It has made you a more organized person, because if you're not organizing yourself in your routine and care, then we need to have a talk. There is value in everything, and I implore you to find that value. And honestly, smile as much as you can. And know that you're giving value to other people, even when you just smile. Smile, Trainwrecks. Smile. Smile like it hurts. Smile for no reason. Smile at your lover. Smile at your freaking pets. Smile whenever you can. Because, you know, if you don't have a reason to smile, what are you doing? Our whole purpose in life is to be happy. Our whole purpose in life is to have fun. Our whole purpose in life is to enjoy ourselves. And if you're not pursuing enjoying yourself, then we need to have a talk. Because honestly, getting on your purpose, enjoying yourself, smiling as much as possible, and finding the value in everything, those are some of the most important takeaways that you can get from life itself. If you have been diagnosed with hidradenitis and it's not going away, it's not getting better, and maybe you're looking at surgery, maybe you've even have had it go into remission, understand something: you are not alone. The only way out is through.
Let go of everything.